Hello everyone, Tactical Lich here. Today we have a replay sent in by newer player Box, who has been very eager to learn the Ogre Kingdoms as a faction to play. Bring a rather similar build that I would bring myself, 2 lap bouchers at the back and a ton of Nobbler chaff to screen off threats in the front line. Nobblers in the front and then second line of Nobbler trappers, 8 of them in total, then 2 more Ogre Bulls for a bit more of a substantial melee power. For mobility, Crushers and Saber Tusk packs guarding the 2 lap bouchers, leading the army Slaughtermaster with Great Maul, and with only Trogots for healing. On the other side of the battlefield, definitely a ranked multiplayer / quick battle player here. His army build is definitely not your typical tournament meta, with a front line of armored Cossacks mixed in with some Streltsies, one of them the Regiment of Renown, and then at the back behind them a bit more Cossack for some arrow fire. There's also 3 units of Kislevite warriors mixed in for some more melee unit bodies. On the flanks we have Boris on one side and the other side 2 Warbear Riders led by a Patriarch. This game was played before the 4.2.1 patch, so the Patriarchs still have the Das Brazier for passive heals. Anyways, let's just get the battle started. No magic on the Kislevite side, and this might bite them in the back with the lack of support for their units, especially without much AoE damage to clear out the Nobbler chaff. Anyways, let's just go into the action itself, where we have the Streltsies opening fire at the Nobblers. The armored Cossacks and Cossacks will be shooting as well soon. But the thing is that the lead belchers are at the back there, outranging the Kislevite missiles, and will be able to pummel their formations with their penetrating cannonballs. You can see that due to how closely these Kislevites are deployed to each other, the cannonballs that are overshooting their original target can actually do some collateral damage to the Cossacks. On the flank, some Warbear Riders are charging into Crushers with great weapons, taking a lot of damage, but both sides will be dropping in heals and sustain their damaged unit. At the same time, the Ogres are piling in more resources to hold down these Warbear Riders. They're getting that Solace Lullaby for extra heals, as well as the Das Brazier. But here comes the Nobbler Trappers, Nobblers, and wait, no Nobblers, but definitely Saber Tusk packs and regular Ogre Bulls are here, pinning down the Warbear Riders while the Nobblers hold down on the Kislevite front line, as the lead belchers are devastating all these Kislevite missiles. One of the Streltsies already wavering, activating their Wild Blood effect and actually trying to pull back, while Boris Ursus YOLOing himself into the Ogre formations. Definitely a big mistake there. Of course, he's still a capable anti-large fighter and is able to put a dent in the Crusher's HP. But at the same time, the Crushers are crushing him with their anti-large armor-piercing melee attacks. The Short Blade is doing some counter damage, but it is just not enough to save Boris Ursus. Definitely one of the bigger mistakes of newer players, that they just send their lord into situations unsupported. Just like that, Boris is picked off. If he fought amongst the ranks of all these Warbear Riders, he can do a lot more cost-efficient damage, as the Warbear Riders are taking hits for him, and he will be just demolishing Crushers with his anti-large armor-piercing melee stats. But right now, Warbear Riders unsupported are getting overwhelmed by sheer numbers of Ogre mobility, while some Warbear Riders trying to peel off to go after the lead belchers. But unfortunately though, the lead belchers, the second one, just turn around and shoot them point blank, while Nobblers and the Slaughtermaster are just rushing in to support the threatened lead belchers. They take some losses, don't get me wrong, but they still manage to survive, while the Warbear Riders is completely demolished without any healing support from the Patriarch. Now, armored Cossacks and Streltsies are moving up, trying to support this fight and start shooting at the Crusher units. The Crushers are taking damage, but the Warbear Riders are not exactly in a good situation as well, especially when there are more Crushers freed up after dealing with Boris Ursus, now rushing into the Boydunov's Prowlers, the Regiment of Renown. Streltsies, yes, they have more melee stats, but being charged by these hulking beasties with an Ogre Rider on top, yeah, no mortal man would like to take this fight without a halberd in their hand. Now over here, Kislevite warriors are still trying to push, but the Nobbler Trappers, due to their sheer numbers, was able to just pin them back and prevent them from moving too close to the lead belchers. Perhaps these Streltsies can move closer to the lead belchers and start shooting them, but it is too little too late, as army losses is hit, and the Kislevites are pretty much doomed with their Wild Blood effect holding them in battle. But once that wears off, it will be the defeat of the Kislevites and victory to Ogre Kingdoms. GG to Dwembox, and I'm happy to see more players are joining the multiplayer scene recently. For the army performances here, the Crushers did some pretty good work there, basically demolishing both Forest and the Bear Riders, and the Leadbelchers wiping out the Kislevite infantry, while the rest of the army, they're just screening off enemy units and pinning them down, allowing the heavy hitters to do their job. And one of the Sabertusk actually did some really good damage. For the Kislevite army, there's some pretty obvious mistakes were made on the Kislevite player's side. Allowing Boris to get sniped was a fatal mistake, along with the Warbear Riders not getting that heroic support, and maybe perhaps magic support will be nice in this matchup as well. The infantry was pinned down by the Nobblers and screened away, unable to do anything about the Leadbelchers firing at them. And yeah, that's it for today's replay. I hope you all enjoyed this quick multiplayer action, and I'll see you in the next one. Tactical Itch signing out.